News Storm Team.
Welcome back to KX News at 6, and we're looking across a beautiful afternoon here in North Dakota where temperatures are running in the upper 60s to lower 70s right now there at Bismarck with some breezy northwesterly winds and basically no clouds in the sky as we take a look at the current temperatures across much of the state, running anywhere from about 64 up there in the Turtle Mountain region over to about 74 out at Wolf Point in eastern Montana, 74 down there at Mobridge. But no matter how you cut it, it looks really, really beautiful out there across the state right now. And as we take to the skies, we're just watching a few fair weather cumulus clouds drifting off to the south, but these aren't really going to produce much of anything in the way of precipitation, just a typical beautiful afternoon type of cloud that you'll see. And you can see they're drifting off from the northwest to the southeast, and that's courtesy of the northwesterly flow that we have going on, thanks to this high pressure system, which sort of represents the core of the current cooler air mass that's drifting off in our direction, and it's helping push this cooler air out of Canada down across the Great Plains. And this was kind of opened up by the cold front that rolled through much earlier last week, and the low pressure system has since drifted off into eastern Canada, and this is leaving us in a very calm and quaint pattern that isn't really expected to change too much as we push through the rest of the weekend and into tomorrow. I'll zoom us out even a little bit extra to take a look at the continental scale pattern right now. These blue lines represent the upper level flow. This is the direction that the winds are moving, and you can see where these upper level flow contours dip down to the south. This is this trough here that has since moved in with that cooler air mass that the cold front kind of let blow in. And the ridge that had formerly been over the northern plains, this trough kind of displaced this ridging off to the west, and it's very warm out towards the west coast, and you can see the monsoon's fairly active down that way, but that's keeping the heat and the 90-degree temperatures well off to the west, and this is going to leave us in this nice calm northwesterly flow pattern that will keep temperatures generally mild as we push into this coming week. For tonight, we're going to be lowering down into the mid to lower 40s, maybe even a few upper 30s possible up towards the Canadian border, so might even have to be watching for patches of frost, at least in a few isolated locations. For the great majority of us, it'll be low to mid 40s, and as we get into tomorrow, temperatures are going to be very similar to today, if not slightly cooler. This is looking like it'll be the coolest afternoon of the next 7 days, roughly, with highs topping out generally around 70 degrees along the US 83 corridor, maybe a little bit warmer out towards the far west along the North Dakota-Montana border, but nothing too warm at all, but just a couple degrees cooler than we got to today. If we look at the hour by hour as we get through the Sunday planner, I was running out of ideas as far as adjectives go. Nice, beautiful, wonderful, no matter how you put it. I mean, that's looking real pretty tomorrow with those 60s to 70s. And I'll just let Precision Cast run for the next 5 to 7 days roughly, because this is something we wouldn't usually do. But notice, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, not a drop of precipitation showing up, nothing but fair skies as we push through this coming week. Doesn't look like we have much in the way of rain chances. That could of course change, but right now it doesn't look very likely. It's looking like it'll be a very, ooh man, this fly just landed on my face. A very quaint week coming up with temperatures stabling out right in the mid 80s, right around seasonal normals for this time of year. Dickinson, very similar with low 70s tomorrow, coolest day of the next several, warming up to right about seasonal normals, but no 90s in sight and not much in the way of rain expected either. And for Minot's next 7 days, we're going to be getting near seasonal normals there with some mid 80s possible by Wednesday to Thursday, but not getting much warmer than that. And Bismarck, very similar with nothing in the way of rain chances, lows there in the 40s in the next couple days, but then warming up into mid 80s by the time we get to the middle of this coming work week. Tyler?